A woman named Jessica Martin, a high school science teacher, is violently kidnapped from her home and taken to an unknown location. Her captors, led by the ruthless Ethan Greer, lock her in an attic and smash the landline telephone, ensuring she has no way to call for help. However, using her knowledge of electronics, Jessica manages to piece together the broken phone and dials a random number. That number belongs to Ryan, a carefree young man in his early 20s who is busy enjoying his day at the beach when his phone suddenly rings. At first, he assumes it's a prank or a mistake, but the desperation in Jessica's voice forces him to take the situation seriously. She pleads with him not to hang up and explains that she has been kidnapped, though she has no idea where she is being held. Ryan, still skeptical but sensing real fear in her voice, decides to stay on the line and listen. She begs him to contact the police, but when he tries, he finds himself stuck in an endless loop of bureaucracy. Frustrated and realizing that Jessica doesn't have time to wait for the police, Ryan takes matters into his own hands. He drives to a police station and tries to convince an officer, Mooney, to take action. However, Mooney, a veteran cop on the verge of retirement, is dismissive of Ryan's wild story and sends him away. Meanwhile, Jessica's captors return, and she barely manages to hide her makeshift phone before they enter the attic. Ethan threatens her, demanding information about her husband Craig and something he possesses. Jessica, terrified, has no idea what they are talking about, but it's clear that Ethan and his men will stop at nothing to get what they want. Ryan, realizing he is Jessica's only hope, keeps her on the line while trying to track down her family. He rushes to her house, where he finds evidence of the kidnapping but is nearly caught by Ethan's men, forcing him to flee. As he drives through the city, the connection on his cell phone starts to weaken, and he desperately searches for ways to keep the call alive, even stealing a car charger to prevent his battery from dying. Jessica tells Ryan about her son, Ricky, who is still at school and could be in danger. Determined to protect him, Ryan races to the school, but he arrives just as Ethan's men attempt to abduct the boy. In a daring and reckless move, Ryan intervenes, fighting off one of the kidnappers and escaping with Ricky. He finally gets the police to take him seriously when he crashes his car into a police vehicle in a desperate attempt to get their attention. Officer Mooney, now realizing something serious is happening, begins to investigate. He discovers that Ethan is actually a corrupt cop working with a gang involved in smuggling, and that Jessica's husband Craig unknowingly recorded incriminating evidence against them. Ethan and his men kidnap Jessica to force Craig into giving up the evidence. As Ryan continues his frantic mission to keep Jessica safe, the kidnappers discover her phone and destroy it, cutting off the call. Now completely alone, Jessica fears for her life. Ethan, losing patience, orders his men to kill her and her family. With time running out, Ryan tracks down Craig, retrieves the evidence, and with Mooney's help, arrives at the kidnappers' hideout. In a final showdown, Ryan fights off Ethan's men and rescues Jessica just in time. Mooney arrests Ethan and the remaining corrupt officers, ensuring that Jessica and her family are safe. Exhausted but victorious, Ryan finally takes a breath, knowing he answered the right call at the right time.